Live from New York, it's the show that promises to move the ball. It's First Things First. On today's show, the Warriors got their rings. LeBron got an L. Why there's trouble already brewing in L.A. Meanwhile, Big Ben says Brady doesn't even look like he wants to be out there. Woo. Does the GOAT have the answer to turn this season around? And finally, it's the weekly return of the best segment in all of sports, this time with the caveat that the Chiefs have lost yet again. Alongside Chris Broussard, I'm Kevin Wildes. Nick, any surprises atop the tiers?
There have to be.
Yeah, massive shakeup at the top. The Patriots make a big move.
Go.
A lot of stuff going on. Stuff going on.
Let's go. It's time for afternoon headlines brought to you by Midas. For tires, brakes, oil repairs, request your appointment at Midas.com today. We start with Lakers loss. Reigning 11 seed in the West. Lost to the world champs while shooting 10 for 40 from three for robust 25%. Here's LeBron after the game.
I think we're getting great looks, but it also could be teams giving us great looks. I mean, if you be completely honest, we're not a team that's constructed of great shooting. And that's just the truth of the matter is. It's not like, we're sitting here with a lot of lasers on our team. Just keep it a buck. I mean, it looked like a football team, if you had a football analogy and you had a bunch of guys that was underneath route runners and you're wondering why the quarterback is not throwing 20-plus passes down the field. Okay. That's how the team was constructed. So that don't mean you can't win. Brady did it.
Aaron Rodgers that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Bro, what's the biggest problem with the Lakers?
Well, first of all, I like LeBron's comments, but his analogy, they are throwing down the field. They shot 43s last night. They acted like they were some great three-point shooting team, and they're not. But
hard to turn down open looks.
Right.
His point where he was like, they're open for a reason. Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to boil it down to this because today's show's only 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's not enough time for me to get through part one of part one, of the first thing. But ultimately, this is the Lakers' problem. They are a championship or bust franchise with a championship or bust superstar, and they are nowhere near a championship team. Nowhere near. They'll be lucky to crack the top 8 of the West, okay? And it's not just Russell Westbrook.
That's right.
They can't defend. They can't defend particularly well. They can't shoot, obviously. They're a mediocre basketball team.
That's right.
That was Golden State's JV team kind of toying with them last night.
Well, so here's the thing. They have right now, of any team that's not tanking, the worst starting backcourt in the NBA. The worst starting backcourt in the NBA. They're going to have trouble rebounding. They're certainly going to have trouble shooting threes. I'm not sure if they're going to be as bad defensively as you seem to think they're going to be, but I don't know if it'll matter. But here's the other part of it. So you said they have a win-now superstar in LeBron.
I mean,
obviously,
that's
year
the
20.
perception.
Of course.
That LeBron is all about change.
And you're supposed to have another top 8 guy in Anthony Davis. And, oh, man, my Twitter fingers got me in trouble again last night because Anthony Davis, late in the first quarter, I'm watching Anthony Davis bang down low. I'm watching him active on defense.
Which is a game changer for the league.
And I tweeted, this version of Anthony Davis is a game changer for the league.
The whole league. Not even the game.
Well, yeah, because I think LeBron's still still one of the 6 best players in the sport.
6?
I do.
Oh.
And if Anthony Davis, the way he looked in the first quarter, I'm like, hey, welcome back to being one of the 6 best players in the sport, 8 best players in the sport. It's a game changer. Unfortunately, they played the other 3 quarters. Can we show you the graph, his stats? First quarter, doing a little bit of everything. Rest of the game, doing a little bit of nothing.
Yeah.
And then can we show it to you just visually where his shots were over the course of the game? Green is good, red is bad. Anthony Davis has been, prior to last night,
great graphic,
from an effective field goal percentage, Brew, Kurt Goldsberry said it, the worst jump shooter in the league.
He should shoot the green ones.
He should shoot the green ones. He's a great center who won't play center. And he's their second best player. So you're going to need to be carried by a guy in year 20 and a guy who doesn't like the position he plays because you have the worst starting backcourt in basketball. It's a problem.
That's a great point. And look, Anthony Davis, let me say this to him, as a guy that's pulling for him. Playing center in today's NBA It's not like you got to sit down there and bang with Moses Malone
That's
or
true.
Patrick Ewing.
Yep.
It's essentially the same as power forward. You're inside a little bit.
wanna do it.
But why? It's not like you're physical today. So that's number one. And here's the question I have about LeBron. Because obviously his numbers were fantastic, 31, 14, and 8. But he had zero impact on the game.
I don't think anyone could have impacted that game yesterday.
Well, the old LeBron could have. And this is where you see the decline.
Sure.
He's smart enough and skilled enough to still get his numbers in an NBA where it's easier to score than it used to be. But he's pacing himself. And I'm not saying he's not a top 10 or top 8 player like you said, but I'm watching this because he didn't look like a top 10 player last night. Even though the numbers were great, he had no impact at all on that game.
I'm going to talk about Russ. I don't even get through a Lakers segment without talking about Russ. Russ had a TBS game for me. Bad tech, bad shot, and some sound. I'm going to do them all. First up, the tech. This tech was just bizarre. And now Reggie Miller, this is on the back half of Reggie Miller saying like, this guy gives you 18, 7, and 7. Why are people criticizing him? I don't know, because he did something weird like that. After that, where the Warriors got a free bucket, they went on a 10-2 run after this tech. Then you got this air ball where he just dribbles up and Draymond's like, yeah, if you want that, go for it. I'll start turning around right now. Bizarre.
Like for Draymond, it's like looking in a mirror. It's like,
I've been there.
I've been there, buddy.
Then there's this post-game sound, Nick. I'll get your quick reaction.
Is this coming off the bench?
About coming off the bench and
this
hurting his hamstring. Take a listen.
Do you think having to change your routine and stuff like that could have played any role in feeling something a little different?
Absolutely. I've been doing the same thing for 14 years straight. Honestly, I didn't even know what to do pregame.
Okay. Yeah. So listen, so here's the answer. And I really, really like Russ as a guy and respect what he's done in this league. And I think he's been so bad with the Lakers that people are trying to revisionist history that he was always a bad player. Like, it was always empty numbers. It wasn't always empty numbers in OKC.
No way.
He was critical to them, and they could have won a title if things break differently. No Lakers discussion matters until they trade Russ. None of it matters. And I don't know that trading, it's not just about getting Russ off the team, Wilds, but it's also about trying to find some shooting. And I know everyone talks about Hield and Turner. There are going to be teams that decide to turn the ship the other direction, Wilds, and tank. And whether it's Utah's already doing it, Portland if it goes badly, they're going to trade Russ at some point, and then we'll see what the Lakers team looks like.
What if it goes the other way? What if Pelinka's like, I got an idea, Genie Bus?
Can't trade LeBron. You literally can't.
It goes to, well, then
Trade LeBron?
No, you literally can't trade him because of when he signed his deal. Can't trade him until after the
Guess
deadline.
what? Knicks NBA medals
matter,
time.
my friend.
Ba-ba-bow. We start with Draymond. Wow. Here's the quote here. Looking like money.
Yeah. That he's not getting from Golden
know
State
what?
because he's punching teammates.
It's a little
Bronze
loud.
medal
Hold
on,
time.
bronze medal. We can't-
Bronze
We're moving the ball.
no time.
bad.
Jaylen Brown. Play the video. Jaylen Brown, 34 points. And it went over the Sixers, Jalen and Tatum. We'll see Tatum in a moment. Or 35 points, pardon me. Silver medal time, Chef Curry. A nice, quiet 33, 6, and 7.
The blender.
Listen, color me shocked that Patrick Beverly had no impact in the game whatsoever. But I'm excited for the next podcast. And a gold medal, Tatum. 35 and 12. As Tatum and Brown combined for 70 points. And maybe quiet the waters a bit for Boston after a tumultuous offseason. That's coming at you every day, America. NBA medals, NBA medal stand. There it is, first one of the season. Oh, that's a new medal stand, new graphics package.
Nice.
There it is, wild.
I like the pompous music too.
No Sixers going.
Yeah, it's like.
I think you mean like pomp and circumstance. Pompous is like how people describe you.
That's a good point. Hey, are the Chiefs still atop Knicks NFL tiers? We discuss right after the break. First things first.